My mom's new boyfriend cornered me in the backyard and said, "I think it's time you start calling me Dad." I stared at him, waiting for the punchline that never came. "What?" I said. His eyes got watery and he squeezed my shoulder. "I know I can't replace your father, but I'm ready to step up, to provide and protect. It would mean everything to me." See, this might have been understandable if he wasn't 8 years younger than me and still got carded buying beer at the grocery store. Nick was 27. I'm 35. My actual dad had been gone 8 months. Nick showed up 6 months after the funeral, working as a trainer at mom's gym, telling her she was stronger than she knew while she was just trying to process the grief. 3 months later, he'd moved himself in completely. The thing is, Nick had been pushing this weird father figure thing from day one. He rearranged Dad's tools in the garage without asking and changed the Wi-Fi password from Mitchell Home to Nick's domain. He started calling me Champ, my 30-year-old brother's sport, and tried Princess on my sister exactly once before her look made him back off. We'd laugh about it whenever we got together. The nicknames, the Wi-Fi password, the way he'd try to give us life advice. It was annoying but harmless enough that we could roll our eyes and move on. But asking us to actually call him Dad? That was new. I just stared at him until he looked away, then walked back inside without saying anything. Later that night, after Mom went to bed, the three of us ended up in the backyard. My brother was still laughing about it. "Call him Dad. He actually said that." "I heard the whole thing from the kitchen," my sister said. The way his voice cracked when he said, "Step up." My brother shook his head. "What did you even say to him?" "Nothing. Just stared at him." My sister leaned back in her chair, looking up at the sky. "You should give him exactly what he asked for." I looked at her. "What? He wants to be Dad?" She smiled. "Let him be Dad." We sat there for a minute, the idea settling in. My sister raised her beer. To Nick, the dad he always wanted to be. We clinked our bottles together. The next morning, I started with my part. I texted Nick at 5:30 a.m. asking if he could come over. He showed up at 6, still half asleep. "Hey," I said, letting him in. "Thanks for coming. I've been thinking about what you said yesterday, about stepping up." He perked up a little. "Yeah? My bio dad never taught me how to tie a tie properly. I've been doing it wrong for years." I held up the tie. "But maybe you could show me?" He immediately taught me and spent 20 minutes on a Windsor knot I'd been doing since high school. My brother called him during his shift at work that afternoon. "Dad, I need advice about this girl I'm seeing." My sister needed a ride to her friend's place. "Dad, my Uber app isn't working." By day 3, all 3 of us were treating him like a 24/7 parenting hotline. Overlapping crises about car insurance, weird sounds from the dishwasher, help understanding my health insurance options, advice on which phone plan to switch to. Week 2, I started showing up at his work during his lunch breaks. "Dad, can you look at my resume? I'm thinking about changing careers." His coworkers watched me, a 35-year-old man with visible gray hair, call their 27-year-old assistant manager Dad in the middle of the sporting goods section. The dinners were worse. We'd text him about taking us out because Dad always treats his kids, then order appetizers, entrees, wine, desserts. I'd watch him mentally calculate whether his credit limit could handle it, while the server asked if we wanted another bottle. By week 6, he looked different. Bags under his eyes, twitched every time his phone buzzed. Mom told me she found him one night in the bathroom with credit card statements spread across the counter, whispering about being a good provider while calculating how many extra shifts he'd need. The breaking point came 3 months in. He'd made reservations at this Italian place for their anniversary. Fancy spot, probably cost him a week's pay just to book it. All 3 of us showed up unannounced. "What are you doing here?" Nick asked, his voice tight. "We heard there wasn't gonna be dinner at Mom's tonight," my sister said, pulling up a chair. "So we figured we'd meet you guys here." Mom looked confused. "I told you we were going out tonight. It's our anniversary." "Right, but you're family," my brother said, grabbing a menu. "Family does stuff together." We ordered like we hadn't eaten in days. Appetizers, entrees, the expensive wine Nick kept glancing at nervously. When the server came back asking if we wanted soup or salad with our meals, something in him snapped. He stood up so fast, his chair tipped backwards and hit the floor. "They don't want soup or salad because they're not my kids and I'm not paying for any of this." The entire restaurant went silent. A kid at the next table started crying. "But Dad," I said, "you said you wanted to step up." He grabbed his jacket and left. Just walked out of the restaurant, leaving Mom sitting there with the menu still open. He moved back with his parents that weekend, blocked all our numbers. Mom tried to salvage things for another month before he finally admitted he wasn't ready for that level of responsibility. Last I heard, he's living with his new girlfriend who just turned 19. They're at her parents' house trying for a baby. Mom's with Steve now. First thing he said when we met.